in front of the camera, but well.
Yeah, he's trying hard not to walk in front of the camera, but it's not working. Is it? Oh, it's recording now.
Oh, we got a full 10 seconds. Awesome.
Oh yeah. Okay. See, so I wasted enough time. It finally worked.
All right, cool.
You know, it's all good. Thank you, Zach.
Yeah.
You can come say hi.
I will casually wave.
We don't want to see just your hands.
Okay, fine.
Okay, so come out and say hi. Hi.
Hello. Goodbye, goodbye,
See,
bye.
look at that. Nobody manning the show, and we're all still on the air. Isn't that a beautiful thing?
Wow, it's amazing. It's magic.
It's magic. Yay. All right, so this is the beauty of live TV. There is no editing, and you know, when
In a world where that just happened.
yeah, we are in a world where that just happened, as Zach said. So hi. Let's start over. There's there are do-overs on live TV. There's just no editing on live TV. Anyway, here we are. Saturday night. Maybe having some spring-like weather. I'm not so sure. I don't trust it, but yeah, right. Cautiously optimistic. Hopefully it gets nicer from here. Anyway, so starting off with, you heard me talk a couple of times about going to the preview of a movie called Lost and Found, and I actually went. You know, the hardest thing for me is I always want to go to things, and I say I'm going to go, and the bigger draw is to be able to stay home and not leave my house. And so a lot of times I want to go do stuff, and I just don't, because it's just too hard for me to give up my one day at home. But I did it last weekend, and I'm not sorry at all. Lost and Found was a movie preview that was put on by Furry Friends, Foster and Rescue, and it was at the Spotlight Theater in Hartford, and it was a really, really nice event. It was also a really good time. I have to tell you, the movie was really good. Got to meet and talk with and schmooze with the filmmaker, John Mansonetti, who is amazing. I don't know where to begin with all of the fun things I have to say. We can put up the pictures. There's quite a few that we took. Yes, I had Juno and her mom there, Deb. And that is the filmmaker, John Mansonetti, who, like I said, he's just such an amazing guy. The movie, it tells the story of something really bad that happened to John, and then overshadowing that, the very next day he lost his best friend, Russell, who was a pit bull. And we all know that feeling of being destroyed. And a series of other events occurred, and he ended up starting to foster a dog. And you know, it was a dog that was going to die in a couple of hours, and he was so reluctant. And the process of fostering this dog not only obviously saved the dog's life, but it changed his life forever. And so, you know, his message is so many things, but you know, from the darkest hours that you're in, you can pull yourself up by doing something good for others. You can scroll through the pictures, Zach. You know, see here we've got Sue Torres and my lovely Doreen Medeiros Doty, and of course Juno and Deb and me and John. We've got Jess and her sister, and you know, some of these pictures, I don't know what happened to me, but yeah, you know, the eyes are closed. You know, Juno's popping in. It was kind of a whirlwind, but it was fun. John loved Juno, but everybody loves Juno. So yeah, his message is that of fostering and, you know, doing something for others and improving your own life. But the dog that he lost, Russell, as well as the dogs that he's been fostering ever since, they're all pit bulls. So there are those of us, look at Sue Torres, the author. There's my Bikers Against Animal Cruelty people were there. It was I'm telling you, it was a really cool event. But, for those of us who are pit bull advocates, to see on film and to talk to someone who actually gets it, the whole pit bull dilemma of, the prejudice and the breed specific garbage and just all the stereotypes that come along with it. John just keeps elevating himself more and more and more and more with all of the positive qualities that what he's doing has. He is so enthusiastic and he is so upbeat. I'm going to tell you, in a world of rescue where things are just so wearying and you get so tired of, all of the horror stories and all of the picking up the pieces, he's so refreshing. Just to talk to him and to hear him talk more in depth about his story and to swap stories, he's just so positive and so upbeat. And it's so nice to know that there are people out there, there are people who are still being pulled in to do their bit of good. And, there's people out there who will carry on the torch, so to speak, when those of us who are older get a little tired. I just can't say enough good things about the whole experience. Like I said, from the film to John's message to his advocacy for pit bulls to, his positivity. It was such a nice experience, and I am so fortunate to have been able to meet him. Did talk to him about coming on the show, and we're kind of working on that. He's a moving target right now because he is traveling all over the country and, showing off his film and meeting people and trying to help rescues and shelters. I will put out there that there may be a little something in the works to get him to do an event with another shelter that I like to help, but I'm going to leave it there because nothing is in stone yet. But I would be really excited about that, and I will certainly keep you all posted on progress with that as it happens. It's not going to be a right away thing, but it's down the road a little bit. And, if you are able to get the opportunity to meet John, to see his movie, to speak with him, I highly recommend that you do, because he will uplift you the way he uplifted me and everybody else who got to experience the person that is John Mansonetti. So hats off to you, my friend, and I will be hoping that you'll be watching this, because I'm going to send it to you. Ha ha ha. Yes, that crazy redheaded chick with her show. But anyway, I love this picture of Juno on the red carpet. She's just my favorite. There's no doubt about it. She was so well behaved and she was so well received. And thank you to Spotlight Theaters for, letting Juno attend. It's certainly the type of event that she likes to go to and that she's been to before. And she was, of course, the center of attention. You could see even John was fawning over her, because how can you not fawn over Juno? So anyway, that is the experience of Lost and Found. Like I said, a very, very good experience, one that I recommend, and hopefully there'll be more of John on the East Coast. Alrighty, next up, we have a story about a dog named Mia. Now, Mia did not have a very good experience. She's had a really rough last few weeks, as a matter of fact. She was one of those free on Craigslist dogs who went to a family who just didn't get it. No part of it. And a couple of days, I guess, after they got her, she got out She got hit by a car on the highway, and they did not get her proper care. And so even though they reached out to different organizations to see if they could get help, I don't know what they were covering up. I don't know what their motivation was, but they were refusing help. They refused help from the police department, the ACO, my dear friend Sherry, for the love of Jack. They reached out to her, and they were refusing all the help that was being offered to get Mia seen by a vet. I mean, they took her to a vet, and because they didn't have the funds, they were sent away, which is a really ugly part of what happens in a veterinary office, I hate to say. But she was sent home with no treatment, no pain meds, no nothing. And her entire shoulder, that whole area, the bones were broken. Her paw swelled up, her whole leg swelled up. She had to have been in excruciating pain. And these people pretty much jerked everybody around for 25 hours while this dog suffered. I can't imagine people not trying to do the right thing, no matter what the right thing was. Like I said, they were refusing offers of help, coming up with all kinds of stories. Thank God for Sherry and for the love of Jack. In the morning, when there was no movement with getting Mia to get treatment, she did call the police for a wellness check on Mia, and they seized her on the spot and took her to the vet. And the poor thing, I can't imagine what she went through, from being rehomed carelessly at that, to being in a home where she got out of, to being hit by the car. She's lucky to be alive, to suffering for more than a day, and then being taken by strangers again. It really had to have done a lot to her emotionally. Unfortunately, her leg was amputated because it was so severely damaged. That's huge. And I'm told she is just the sweetest thing in spite of it. She, even in her, obviously at the vet now, she before the amputation, she was heavily medicated and on pain meds and being kept as comfortable as possible. But, she was still the sweetest dog. And even after her amputation, she was trying to jump up and love on people. And she's just such a special dog. And, it's the magnitude of this surgery is not something, as Sherry mentioned when she was on the show a few weeks ago. As a matter of fact, the call came in about Mia the night that Sherry was on the show. We were out to dinner. Oh, yeah, so the light just went on for Zach. Oh, yeah, Zach remembers. No, Zach knew what we were talking about, or what I was talking about, but he just remembered the whole series of communications. So, yeah, Sherry mentioned, they're not usually involved in something that's going to be such a grand total, but fortunately, there are some other organizations, Bikers Against Animal Cruelty, some public input that made this surgery possible, because this dog just really didn't deserve, she didn't deserve what she got. She's young. What are you going to do? Put her down? That's for something you can fix and that she can live with. It's not fair. So she's going to need a foster home. She's going to need a forever home. And, if there is anybody who can accommodate that, I know that Sherry would be appreciative, because she really shouldn't have to heal in a kennel. She can't stay at the vet forever. Someone with strong German Shepherd experience, someone who can keep her as an only pet while she heals. She loves other dogs, but it's not fair while she's healing to put her in a position of maybe getting defensive or, being uncomfortable until she gets used to her new status in life as a tripod. So anyway, yeah, if you can reach out to me at pawprint713@aol.com or message me on Facebook, or reach out to For the Love of Jack, that would be, a great thing if someone could provide Mia with a soft place to land. That would be great. Okay, so moving on from Mia, and, it just breaks my heart. And I'm just going to add that don't give your animals away on Craigslist. For the love of God, you are not qualified. People are not what they say they are. Even if you think they're nice people, people can pretend to be anything they want. Look at Puppy Doe. Look at Kia. Look what happened to her. She was a Craigslist dog too. That's the best example I can give to anybody of, the reasons why you just have to carefully screen adopters. And I'm off. Okay. So Richmond Animal Care and Control has a bonded pair of dogs. Look at them. Just look at them. Anyway, Richmond Animal Care and Control in Richmond, Virginia. Dozer is the pit and OJ is the little guy. They were surrendered because their owner became homeless. And this is a recurring theme too. It's a crying shame that people have to lose their homes or lose their living arrangements and, subsequently not have their pets anymore. It breaks my heart. Anyway, OJ, the little guy, he's blind and he depends on Dozer to show him around. I can't imagine the kind of bond that they have. And I also, it's killing me to think of the two of them stuck in a kennel. I mean, at least they were kind enough to put them together. They would have been completely wrong to separate them, especially, given the situation. But I'm sure now that having each other is their only comfort, I mean, dogs don't understand why they're in a shelter and they're not home and they're not with their people. They're pack animals. They love their people. And, the separation is very hard on them. So it's very important that these guys stay together for, the reason of the fact that they are bonded, but also for how OJ depends on Dozer. They absolutely must be adopted together. Dozer is 6 years old and OJ is 12. If you can give these two a soft, loving place to land, please call 804-646-5584. That's 804-646-5584. And, I say it all the time, don't let zip code get in the way of saving an animal, of enriching that animal's life, of enriching yours. Virginia's not that far away. Plan a weekend, go save a life, change a life. Get these two out of this kennel, and please, dear God, don't let them run out of time. I don't know what the situation is down there, but they really, really, really need to find a home. Now I have them posted on the Pound Posse Presents Facebook page. Please, if you can't help them yourself, go share them. It's the best way to save lives is to share, even if you only pick one dog a day or one post a day to share. You never know who's going to see it and how that's going to pan out and change the world for another animal. All right, so we've got some events coming up. It's actually, this is the beginning of event season, and it's a beautiful thing. The Sweet Pea Dog Walk is next Saturday, and it's their annual spring dog walk. And there's, all going to be all kinds of fun stuff. They have the barbecue, they have the raffles, they have, Melanie's dog Benny is going to be given kisses. Benny is adorable. Juno is going to be there. Jake is going to be there. The bodyguards, I believe, are going to be there. I'm going to be there. Zach's going to be there. Sherry's going to be there. It's going to be a great event, and I look forward to it. So if you can make it, come on down. It'll be a beautiful thing. And Zach, let's show the pictures of Sweet Pea. I'm kind of hoping that I can get to go see the progress in person while we're up there. They've poured the foundation for the shelter. They've done the backfilling on the foundation. It's pretty amazing to see it's this far along after so long. Just an amazing sight to see. I think there's, is there more pictures? Okay, yeah. You know, there have been some of the volunteers working on the project. It's just, it's such a happy time. It's surreal for sure. You know, seeing the building come down was very difficult on a lot of levels, but to see the new one going up is simply amazing. All right, the next event is the Bikers Against Animal Cruelty Woofstock. Zach's in there like, Okay, so Woofstock is, you know, their annual event. It's the original Woofstock, and they've changed venues around a couple times now. But this year it's going to be at Stryker's Cafe. There are going to be live bands. You can see up there Mary the Wheel, Social Convention, Thrasher, and Papa Coos. It's Saturday, May 5th. The doors open at 5:30, and the bands start playing at 6. There's going to be food, raffles, all kinds of fun stuff as usual. And of course, a lot of my favorite people go to this, and I look forward to seeing them there. I'm hoping that Zach will be able to join me. Next up, we have, as we talked about with Sherry, For the Love of Jack's quarter auction, which is Saturday, May 12th. That's going to be a really good time. I can tell you that it's 6 to 10 at the Columbia Club at 152 Litchfield Street in Torrington. There's going to be all kinds of raffles. I'm going to tell you, Sherry's got some of the best ones out there. Next, we have in May, Rescues for Life, Adoption and Educational Event, which is May 19th. There's going to be rescues, animal advocates, educators, vendors, crafters, a pity kissing booth. That's what you get for running out of breath. Canine demos, a bake sale, all kinds of great stuff. It's going to be at the New Fairfield Dog Park at 54 Gelati Road in New Fairfield. There is an event for that on Facebook. There's an event for everything I've mentioned so far on Facebook. So if you have questions, just look it up. This one really piques my interest. The Museum of Dog Grand Opening Party. I'm really, really, really excited about this. It seems like something that is worth the trip. North Adams, Massachusetts is like a couple of hours away though. The party starts at noon, 55 Union Street, North Adams, Mass. There's hundreds of pieces of dog art, sculptures, vintage collars, contemporary dog artists, found objects, and original Wegman prints. Now, you remember Walter Wegman, who used to dress up the Weimaraners? That's the Wegman prints. Very cool. There'll be food trucks, book signings, private tours of the collection, and more. If you want more information, you can go to www.museumofdog.com. And again, there is an event for that. I can't imagine the cool stuff that they must have in this museum. Even if not for the grand opening, I think it's worth a day trip. It's, 2 hours away. It is what it is. But definitely worth mentioning, and I just don't know about doing something like that on a Saturday. Very difficult to do stuff far away on a Saturday. Anyway, I'll take the camera back. Are you making noises in there?
I did. I made a whoosh noise.
That's what I thought I heard. Zach is like whooshing in the control room. Crazy kid. So yeah, all these events, it's a really, it's exciting because everybody kind of comes alive and people come crawling out of the woodwork and you get to see everybody. I think I've taken everything through April and May that I have. If you have an event that you would like me to put up on the show, I always say this, reach out to me. I'm happy to do it. Give it a little plug. pawprint713@aol.com. Message me on Facebook, the Pound Posse Presents Facebook page, or if we're friends on Facebook, by all means, reach out, and I'm happy to do it. I do have an event section on my website, but please, my website's like my redheaded stepchild, because I really haven't been doing much with it, and I've really got to start again, because it wasn't my intent to let it just sit there. All right, so how much time do we have, Zach? A minute and a half. I would say that's about just enough time. So tonight we're going to end the show on a slightly sad note. I've been doing the show for a little over 6 years, and most of that time has been on a Saturday night. And I've had the very good fortune to have as the attendant on Saturday nights, Nate. And I'm sure any number of times you've heard me say, oh, something happened before we went on the air, and thank God for Nate, because he knows how to fix everything. If you've ever been on the show or come down to the studio on a Saturday night, you've met Nate. And, he's just a great guy. He knows everything. He can fix anything. He is patient with some of my, shall we say, faux pas, my inexperience, my stumbling. He's been the greatest guy ever. He is leaving us, and I'm really sad about that. He does have a shot at a dream job. We were hoping that maybe he would stay on part-time, but I guess that didn't pan out. So Nate, thank you for everything. We wish you the best. And now I say, peace, love, and dogs. Until next week, good night, everybody, and thanks for watching.
Each type of meat. Keep your family safe at foodsafety.gov.